Hey everyone, this is Pastor John. We are going to talk about growing your faith. This is a reading plan I actually downloaded from the YouVersion Bible app, and if you haven't had a chance to download the YouVersion Bible app on your phone, then you're missing out. It's an amazing app that gives you access to tons of different Bible translations, reading plans, the verse of the day, and it's free. So there's no excuse not to get it. Download that on your phone and follow along with us. Part of growing in Christ is learning that we have a part to play in it, which can sound confusing because, while the amazing power of God is working in us to transform us, God has also made it so that this same power is working through us to transform us. Sure, God could intervene in our lives in a way that we don't have to do anything, but He doesn't. He's made it so that we're free to make our own choices. Now, unfortunately, that means that we're going to have to practice a lot of patience when it comes to seeing our faith grow. I mean, it would be nice if we could be in the best shape ever after going to sports practice for a week, right? You go to basketball practice for a week and you're amazing at basketball. That'd be nice, right? Or it'd be nice if we could ace the math exam that we're going to take after 10 minutes of studying. If we could have a lifelong friendship, shortly after we become friends with someone. But in reality, these goals are only fulfilled once we actually put in effort, when we practice for the entire season, when we study for hours and hours and invest in our friendships. That's when we actually see results. Paul writes in Romans 12:2, he says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will." Now that sounds amazing, right? If you could just snap your fingers and know God's will for your life, then the world would probably sound like an open mic night at a coffee shop with everyone snapping their fingers. However, this verse tells us that we can know God's will for our life, but we have to make the choice to not conform to the world's standard and instead let ourselves be inwardly transformed first. So for us to believe that we can test and approve what God's plans are and then live our lives in any way we want, it just seems a bit backwards. If we're living for ourselves and not allowing God to lead us, how is it possible to know what God's plans are? This doesn't mean that we always have to make perfect choices. That's not what this is about. Any follower of Jesus will tell you that they're not perfect. What it does mean is that we have to be pursuing Jesus. And I'll let you in on a secret. Pursuing Jesus is part of God's will for your life. So let's be clear. We can't do anything to earn our salvation. Jesus covered all that, right? Jesus covered that once and for all by dying on the cross. But when it comes to growing our faith, we do have a part to play. So in these next 3 weeks of this reading plan, we'll look at other passages in the Bible where we play a part first before beginning to actually see results.